Good morning, everyone. So it is Sunday, October 23rd. I am coming to you from Sedona, Arizona. So we are here for our second training. I have to say, I'm getting kind of tired of this 3-hour different time zone. I feel like my sleep cycles and my brain and my eyeballs have had it. But, Sedona is so powerful and so energetic that I also feel like when I come here for the first couple of days, I am just whammied by its amazing energy. So a little puffy around the eyes today, but here we are. So today we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs, what they are, how to change them, and some steps that you can use on overcoming them. So limiting beliefs are thoughts and opinions that we believe to be the absolute truth. They tend to have a negative impact on our life by stopping us from moving forward and growing on a personal and professional level. I have a lot of these. In most cases, limiting beliefs are unconscious thoughts that act as a defense mechanism to avoid possible negative or lower vibrating emotions, such as frustration, anxiety, anger, or sadness. These beliefs are often triggered according to specific episodes that may have made us suffer in the past. So all that stuff that gets stuck in our energy and stuck within our bodies, which is everything that we talk about in sound healing and somatic movement and how we want to clear these things away. Limiting beliefs are things that we believe that get stuck within us sometimes because of past traumas. Our subconscious tries to block it by altering our behavior, which can result in negative effects on us. They could keep us from making good choices, taking new opportunities, or reaching our potential. Ultimately, limiting beliefs can keep us stuck in a negative state of mind and hinder us from living the life that we truly desire. Most limiting beliefs are largely developed during childhood. Bruce Lipton, who wrote the book, The Biology of Belief, talks about how from birth to around age 7, we operate primarily in brain wavelengths that are very close to a hypnotic state. When we're a kid, we are literally a sponge, soaking up every little thing around us in order to record bad and good behaviors and emotions. So I'm going to talk about some examples of some causes of limiting beliefs. So family beliefs, this is a big one. Growing up, our parents likely had morals and values that they tried to instill in us. These often stemmed from their own familial beliefs and ideas about how both us and the world should be. It could be things such as what career paths we should take, how to behave, how to engage with others. We can end up forming our own limiting beliefs based on the beliefs that were instilled in us from our families. An example would be your parents reinforcing a belief that authority should never be challenged. As a result, you may believe that unfair treatment from people of authority is something that has to be accepted as opposed to challenged. You may even be unable to even recognize that this behavior is even happening. Another one is education. So education plays a major role in forming limiting beliefs. Whether you're learning from family, teachers, or friends, they all have an impact on what we adopt as truth. This is because they're both in a position of authority and constantly sharing information, ideas and beliefs about how the world works. When we're learning from authority figures that we respect, we are even more inclined to conclude that the things they tell us are true. Another example is experiences. So when we make decisions or have experience in life, it is common for us to draw conclusions afterwards. If, for example, we fall in love and it ends in heartbreak, we might conclude that love always ends in pain. These sorts of negative experiences in particular can strongly shape our limiting beliefs. It's important to remember that the conclusions we come to after bad experiences happen are only valid temporarily. But we don't stick to that temporary guideline. Sometimes we get stuck in that loop of feeling like those bad outcomes are going to happen every time. And so we get stuck in that loop of never trying or never experiencing that thing again, because all it's going to do is end in heartbreak or failure or whatever it ends up being. So the most common limiting beliefs are fear of success, fear of failure, fear we are not good enough to achieve what we want, fear of not being loved or being unloved, fear of rejection, generally leading you to avoid relationships or people pleasing, having negative attributes assigned to being rich or having money. I mean, that's a big one. And the thing is, when we assign those negative attributes to being wealthy or having money, we block ourselves from being successful and having money. We believe that that's bad. So we almost block that success and that abundance for ourselves. So it's not even really about money. Money is an energy exchange. It's about blocking that abundance. Fear of greatness. We don't deserve, we are not worthy of success. We have to work very hard, long hours for our money. And the last really common belief is that others are holding us back. Instead of stepping up and taking responsibility that we are potentially holding us back, we act as if others are holding us back. So now that we've identified some of the limiting beliefs and what they are, how do we identify them for ourselves? There are numerous ways that we can do this, but most are going to require some self-reflection and self-work, which I know, it's the huge bummer sometimes, but I feel like in all of my years of doing self-work and all of these things, I've never regretted it, even if it was hard. And even if I felt like I was walking on hot coals through a canyon of flames, I never regretted ever doing self-work. So if limiting beliefs are something that you feel like you need work with, really doing the work, you're not ever going to regret it. Okay. So the first thing, identify and write down your beliefs. So to identify your beliefs that are limiting you, start by writing down just your general beliefs. Write down beliefs about anything you feel strongly about and that influence your daily life. Group them into different categories like finances, family, relationships, or health. Once you do this, examine which ones are helping you grow and which beliefs could be limiting you. And this could be a big list or a small list. This could be a list that maybe takes you months to write, because I think it all boils down to intention, right? So we have to start living our lives intentionally on purpose to start connecting into identifying things about ourselves. So if you're not living intentionally in life, and I feel like some days I live every minute intentionally and other days I'm living on autopilot, that's where you start to recognize, oh, I have a strong belief about this, or whatever it is that maybe we didn't recognize before. The second step is to assess your behavior. So another approach you can take to identify limiting beliefs would be to assess your behavior. Think about scenarios where you've acted in negative or toxic ways and think about why. If you look closely at your toxic behaviors, you might discover that the underlying cause is your limiting beliefs. For instance, if you find it difficult to speak your mind when someone has offended you, you may possess the limiting belief that conflict is bad. This, in turn, could keep you from having truly intimate relationships as you're unable to speak your mind and have healthy confrontations. You know, I definitely have this limiting belief myself. I grew up in a household with a very negative person, and when there was confrontation, it was always a knockdown, drag out sometimes. And I feel like that kind of instilled in my nervous system that any confrontation is scary and it makes me nervous. And when I have to confront, and confronting is one of those strong words, right? So when I have to confront a situation or a person, I find that even when I know it doesn't have to go poorly, my body responds as if this is going to be the worst conversation that ever happened. And it does make it very difficult for me to have those conversations. So this is a big one. This is a big one and something that I am working on myself. The next step would be write down areas where you feel challenged. So if you've noticed that you have recurring challenges in certain areas of your life, this could be indicative of limiting beliefs. Perhaps you can't seem to land a well-paid job, or you never have luck when it comes to love. These challenges may simply be the byproducts of erroneous beliefs that you've adopted as truths. So if you can't land a high paying job, you may have that limiting belief that you're not worthy of that job, or having money is bad. So how can you land a well-paying job if you believe that money is bad or success is bad? So it's those beliefs that can really get us, kind of hung up and keep us from getting the things that we want. We say we want these things, but then we have these beliefs that keep us from getting them. And then those beliefs in not getting them just feed into those limiting beliefs even more. So as you go through each challenge, and each challenge you write down, also make a note of which of your beliefs to pertain to that challenge. So if you're always struggling to make enough money, uncover what you think about money and how accessible it is to you. So I'm going to go into some ways that we can overcome these limiting beliefs. So the good thing about limiting beliefs is that you have the power to change them at any time. This doesn't mean that doing so will be an easy process, but commitment to a greater level of self-awareness can make it possible. So try these exercises to help you successfully overcome any limiting beliefs that you might have. So employ the RAIN, RAIN. So according to Tara Brock, the acronym RAIN is an easy to remember tool for bringing mindfulness and compassion to emotional difficulty. So the R stands for recognize what's going on. Recognizing means consciously acknowledging in any given moment the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that are affecting you. This can be done with a simple mental whisper, noting what you are most aware of. So recognizing means consciously acknowledging in any given moment the thoughts, feelings, and behavior that are affecting you. So again, this goes back to and feeds into that intention, really living each day with intention and really cluing into what is actually going on within you. The A stands for allow the experience to be there just as it is. Allowing means letting the thoughts, emotions, feelings, or sensations you have recognized simply be there without trying to fix or avoid anything. So just allow anything you're feeling, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings, sensations, just allow it to be without judging it, without trying to suppress it. Just sit with it for a minute. It's almost like you have to marinate in it for a minute and just acknowledge and really allow that to be. You might recognize fear and allow that fear by mentally whispering, it's okay, or this belongs, or yes. So owning those things, you are feeling those things, and those things are valid. It is okay for us to feel however we feel in a situation, even if somebody else doesn't believe that we should be feeling that way. So if we can just allow those feelings, acknowledge them and go, yes, or this feeling belongs, then we can really kind of sit and marinate in that for a minute. Allowing creates a pause that makes it possible to deepen our attention. Okay, so an important step. The I stands for investigate with interest and care. To investigate, call on your natural curiosity, the desire to know the truth, and direct a more focused attention to your present experience. You might ask yourself, what most wants attention? How am I experiencing this in my body? So this kind of clues into that mind-body connection, okay? So all of this is kind of helping us to go, okay, I'm thinking this, but I'm also feeling this. And then I'm also really really investigating how I'm experiencing this in my body. What am I believing? What does this vulnerable place want from me? What does it most need? Whatever the inquiry, your investigation will be most transformational if you step away from conceptualizing and bring your primary attention to the felt sense within the body. So this is all about dropping down into the body and investigating with interest in care, the desire to know the truth and direct a more focused attention to our present experience. The N stands for nurture with self-compassion. Self-compassion begins to naturally arise in the moments that you recognize you are suffering. It comes into fullness as you intentionally nurture your inner life with self-care. To do this, try to sense what the wounded, frightened, or hurting place inside you most needs, and then offer some gesture of active care that might address this need. Does it need a message of reassurance or forgiveness? Does it need companionship? Does it need love? Experiment and see what intentional gesture of kindness most helps to comfort, soften, or open your heart. It might be the mental whisper, I'm here with you. I'm sorry and I love you. I love you and I'm listening. It's not your fault. Trust in your goodness. In addition to a whispered message of care, many people find healing by gently placing a hand on the heart or the cheek, or by envisioning being bathed in or embraced by warm, radiant light. If it feels difficult to offer yourself love, bring to mind a loving being, spiritual figure, family member, friend, or even a pet, and imagine that being's love and wisdom flowing into you. So there's so many ways that we can really love and have compassion for ourselves. And, you know, what do you need? What is the message of reassurance that you can send yourself? What are the things that you can do for self-love and self-care to really nurture these things that are coming up for you? So when you've completed the active steps of RAIN, it's important to notice the quality of your own presence and rest in that wakeful, tender space of awareness. So all of this stuff takes time. This isn't something that you're going to be able to just work through this technique and bam, your limiting beliefs are gone. This process takes time, and this RAIN technique could take you weeks and weeks to work through. This is not a sprint, okay? This is a marathon. All of this self-work is something that we could be working on for a while to get to where we need to go. These limiting beliefs didn't happen overnight. These things that we feel about ourselves or these things that are going on inside our heads and our hearts and our bodies didn't just bam accumulate. They're things that took a while to accumulate, and they're going to take some time to unravel and to unwind, but the journey is worth it. And if you can do the journey, then you can really discover and really be who you are and explore your own self. And there's never, ever anything wrong with that. So the next step to overcoming limiting beliefs, the second step is organize your environment. Believe it or not, your environment can have an effect on your beliefs. Having a well-organized and spacious environment could improve your mental health and encourage positive thinking. When your environment is tidy, it gives you the space to think and gain more clarity. To create a better environment, get rid of any clutter you may have accumulated at home. You could even go as far as redesigning your space to improve the flow, some feng shui, to channel the flow of energy by placing obstacles in a certain way. And it's a good way of keeping positive energy flowing through your home and getting rid of negative ones. Hopefully, this will influence your mindset and help you focus on positive thoughts and beliefs. I have an office that before I left because I've been traveling, I'm going to be away from home for like, I don't know, 20 days. And then before that, I was gone for a whole bunch of time. And then before that, I was gone for 20 days. And so really for the past 3 months, I haven't been home all that much. So my office at home has become the catch-all for all of the things that don't belong anywhere else in the house, and they just needed a place to go because maybe we're having company or something's going on. And so when I open up the door to it, I legit say, nope, and I close the door. So I don't get any work done in there. Instead, I bring my computer out to my dining room table and I sit and do work there. The chair's uncomfortable. I don't mind being out there, but I have an office in my home for a reason. And instead of going in there, it's just too cluttered. And for me, clutter equals I cannot organize my thoughts. My brain cannot get moving. I don't even know where I'm supposed to start. And it just is too much chaos for my brain. So the very first thing I'm going to do when I get home is get a haircut, because boy, do I need that. And the second thing I'm going to do is organize my office, because I have a lot of new programs that I want to get writing and that I need to write, and I can't do that without an office. So this organizing the environment, because the thing is, when I am sitting at the dining room table, I'm distracted by everything. My husband, my dogs, people knocking on the door, Amazon deliveries, all of those things. Then I don't get the work done that I need to get done. And instead of acknowledging that I haven't gotten the work done because of that, I then start to get mad at myself. And then I get into that bad self-talk where I go, oh my gosh, you can't get anything accomplished. What's wrong with you? Why can't you focus? Other people can do this. Why can't you? And blah, 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 blah. It goes and goes and goes. So organizing the environment, setting yourself up for success is important. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. So organize your environment, y'all. You'll be happy. Number 3, try minimalism. This is not for everyone. Embracing minimalism can help you get rid of false beliefs that are holding you back. The fundamentals of minimalism are clarity, honesty, and detaching from material things. So for example, if you find that you're addicted to cluttering your wardrobe with new clothing items, it could be because of limiting beliefs about your physical appearance. An example of such a belief would be, I'm not attractive unless I'm wearing the latest fashion. Seeing as minimalism is all about your mindset and resisting peer pressure, it could help you reverse limiting beliefs and embrace a more meaningful lifestyle. Also, I feel like this also gets into that realm of maybe hoarding. So we hoard things because we go, oh, well, what if I need that later? Or, that's a limiting belief. You haven't touched that thing in 5 years, but you can't get rid of it because what if you need it someday? If you haven't touched it in 5 years, you're probably not going to need it. But I think what this requires is that RAIN technique, right? So if we have these beliefs and we go, oh my gosh, I am now being buried by my clutter because what if I need all this stuff someday? What is that inside of you that feels like it needs to be filled with all of those things? And I think that requires some really big internal reflection, and that can be really difficult. But that's one of those things that when you go to a place or you go to someone's home and it is overflowing with stuff, sometimes I look around and think, okay, I totally get where this is all coming from and going. So minimalism is one of those ways that you get rid of those things. And okay, maybe one thing you needed and you go, oh, I knew I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. But 99% of all of the other things you could have donated or given away and somebody else could use them and you won't even miss them at all. So minimalism is good. Number 4, explore more. Limiting beliefs can be a result of being closed-minded. To help open your mind, learn to let curiosity lead you. When you give in to curiosity, you're more likely to explore the world around you and break out of your comfort zone. What this can do is help expand your mind and make you challenge your beliefs. Curiosity also creates opportunities for you to learn about other people's beliefs and observe new ideas. Some ways to explore would be to have conversations with people who have different backgrounds than you. Traveling is another effective method to try, as it gives you the chance to engage with different cultures and different ways of life. If we can start to get out of those stuck patterns of closed-mindedness, if we can just crack that door open a little and just for a moment conceive that there's other ways to think and live in the world, it can really start to free up. I mean, think about like something stuck, that's being closed-minded. If we can start loosening that up, then everything can start flowing more freely. Number 5 would be counseling or coaching. If you're struggling to change your limiting beliefs on your own, you could benefit from the help of a counselor or a coach. In the event that your limiting beliefs are triggering other conditions, say like anxiety or depression, you may have even more of a need to seek some professional guidance. This is because counselors and coaches have the resources and knowledge needed to help you overcome challenges and live a more satisfying life. They can also help you trace limiting beliefs and give you the tools you need to kind of get over them, to move forward, to break them down and move forward in life. There are mental health trackers that can be used to track anxiety triggers, emotional states, and your progress over time. Journaling is a great way to do that as well. All of this makes it so that you're not alone on your journey to eliminating limiting beliefs. So in coaching, I mean, the RAIN technique would be something that I would employ, journaling, meditation, which we're going to talk about next, mindfulness, any mindful practice, is a really great tool for helping to overcome limiting beliefs. And, sound healing is even one of those tools. It's not listed in these ways to overcome limiting beliefs. I think I'm going to add it in. But when you can relax and you can get down to your base frequency, to your unique vibration and frequency, and you can let all of the world go and you can just sit in who you are, even if it's just for 10 minutes, you start to reconnect into who you really are, as opposed to all these other layers that have been built up upon you. So meditation. Beliefs often originate from the thoughts of others that worm their way into our own thoughts. So tackling your own thoughts could help you change negative beliefs. To have more control over your thoughts, take a few minutes a day to meditate. When you meditate, you free your mind from negative or unwanted thoughts and ideas. The goal of meditation should be to let thoughts pass through your mind without engaging in them. Meditation helps you calm your mind and connect with your inner self and connect with your true frequency, your true vibration, your true energy, your true flow, without everything else being on you from everyone else. Once you're able to get past all of the clutter in your head, you can focus on the positive beliefs you want to adopt. With time, these beliefs could replace the negative ones, and before you know it, your mind will be filled with positive beliefs that help you become the best version of yourself. And that's what we're all striving for, right? I mean, and the best version of yourself doesn't mean the perfect version of yourself. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. We're humans. And that feeling of perfection is like this unattainable thing. I think perfection is like good or bad, perfect or imperfect. We're just humans out here living our lives in the world, and we're going to mess up and we're going to fall down and we're going to fail and we're going to rise and we're going to help people and we're going to hurt people. But this is just what we're here for, to experience all these things on this earth. So I feel like one of the things that we should stop doing, most importantly for limiting beliefs, is stop labeling everything. We try to label everything as good or bad, right or wrong, and that also limits us. So these are all things that can help in these overcoming limiting beliefs, but really can just help in our life moving forward. Personal development is the next one. So you want better beliefs to guide your thinking and choices, you have to work on yourself. This means actively seeking opportunities for development and growth in all aspects of your life. Self-improvement is important as it can increase self-awareness and help you overcome weaknesses. Since it requires actions, you're forced to do something about your limiting beliefs as opposed to hoping they'll magically go away. It's interesting. Personal development is one of those things that we're doing with mindfulness, right? With mindfulness, we're really developing tools to help ourselves be the best version of ourselves. So, this overcoming limiting beliefs is really mindfulness and intention and all of those things. So some ways that you can develop yourself include reading books from authors that share the kind of beliefs you hope to have. Podcasts are also a great way to consume information that could make you feel better, make you strive to be better. Set practical goals so that you can measure your growth. And then journaling. Journaling can help you monitor your progress, especially when it comes to your thoughts and beliefs. I journal for lots of things, and I will say one of the things that I always give my clients for homework is journaling. 100%. Because when we get involved in something, we look down the road in 3 months and we go, oh, I haven't gotten that far. Yes, you have. And when you look back at your journal, when you first started, you've come a long way. So it doesn't have to be stream of consciousness journaling. It doesn't have to be you're writing a book. Bullet point journaling is what I do. I am not really a journaler, although I have convinced myself I'm not a journaler, which is a limiting belief that I really need to get over. So I will just bullet point things for journaling, but I can still look back and go, boy, that's what I thought back then. And I've come a really long way. So you can do journals for meditation, for travel, for education, for limiting beliefs, for anything. Just start writing it down. And on everybody's cell phones now, there's these note apps and journal apps and all sorts of things. So if you say, oh, I don't want to carry a journal, you have your phone. We're on them all the time. Journaling is one of those things that we make an excuse about not wanting to do. But in this modern age and technology and apps, there's no reason why we can't journal. It's just, it makes us uncomfortable. And if that's not, I'm not a writer. I've never been a writer. I didn't keep a diary as a kid, but journaling really does help. And if you're actually doing the writing, there's scientific study that shows the connection of those thoughts traveling down your arm and out the pen and onto the paper. And it can really help you just dump those thoughts out of your head to clear away that clutter. Positive affirmations. So if you struggle with low self-esteem, it can be hard to establish positive beliefs. However, positive affirmations are a great way to help improve your self-esteem. They force you to speak about yourself in a positive way, and hopefully with time, you'll begin believing your affirmations. I feel like with affirmations, you don't want to force it too hard though. So you don't want to do an affirmation that just feels too forced. So try to soften it, try to make it less. If you have limiting beliefs about how lovable you are, it could limit your ability to attract love, to attract loving and kind people into your life. To help change that belief, you could write down an affirmation that says, I am valuable, amazing, and lovable. Now, maybe you don't believe that you're valuable or amazing or lovable, but try to choose one of those words that feels like it has the least amount of resistance, because too much resistance can end up blocking the affirmation. Saying this every day out loud in a mirror, if you can, could help build your self-esteem over time. So affirmations really should be done out loud because you are hearing your own words. I'm speaking in this Zoom meeting. I'm not the only one who hears my words. I also hear my words. So our subconscious takes that in. Also, you should really do them in a mirror because you are talking to yourself. And last week we talked about mirror work. Mirror work is hard. It's a little embarrassing. It's a little disconcerting because you're almost like staring into your own soul. But saying them in a mirror is great. If you can't do the mirror work, then just speak them out loud. If you can't speak them out loud, speak them in your head, but try to set yourself up in a way that you really can be in a space where you can say them out loud. Your positive affirmations should also celebrate your strengths. Use your successes and your strengths to write down affirmations that remind you of just how incredible you are. Because you know what? You are incredible in your own unique, amazing way. And we just can't compare ourselves to other people. We're all so unique, okay? This could also give you the courage you need to push yourself and achieve more. So some affirmations you could say are, I am free of limiting beliefs. Hello, right there. Although my parents and society impressed their beliefs on me as a child, I have the final say over what I believe as an adult. The only beliefs that I entertain are those that are self-nurturing. I know that beliefs can drive behavior. Therefore, I critically analyze my thoughts. I see the world in a positive light. I only entertain ideas that are in line with who I truly am. I nurture my self-esteem. I deserve success and happiness, and I have the tools to achieve them. I can easily recall times when I have been successful. I hold the feeling of winning close to my heart. I know that I can achieve greatness just by being myself. There are many ways that I can do better than anyone else. I cultivate and nurture my talents. I am confident because I know my strengths. I am insulated against self-doubt. I choose to believe in myself, even during challenging times. My sense of self is anchored in my knowledge that I am worthy of love and success. It comes from within. Today, I choose to release any lingering self-doubts. I realize that my performance can soar higher and higher as I continue to believe in myself. I take full advantage of life's many learning experiences. So by identifying our limiting beliefs and doing some of these exercises and so many more things, you can overcome any limiting belief in your life. All of the beliefs that keep you from living that life are limiting and ones that you should get rid of 100%. And getting rid of is one of those terms, but all of the limiting beliefs that you have that are keeping you from living the life you want are things that you want to explore and work on, because you want to move forward. If you're doing self-work, if you're doing mindful work, if you're doing sound healing, or you're helping people achieve their goals, you want to achieve your goals as well. So, by working on these things, by doing that self-work, we are really helping ourselves move forward in our true self energy, in our true vibration, being able to be who we truly want to be. By overcoming your limiting beliefs, you give yourself a chance to create a life that supersedes your expectations. So, limiting beliefs are something that I think most of us have. We maybe don't even realize sometimes how limiting some of our beliefs are. I feel like I try to stay away from the phrases, I will never do that. Okay, well, that's probably not true. And at some point or another, something is going to come up in life and I'm going to have to do that. And then I'm going to eat my words. And so I feel like almost when I say those things, I'll never do that, the universe goes, oh yeah, okay, here you go. So those limiting beliefs sometimes do hold me back though. Like I just said, I'm not a writer. I'm not a journaler. Well, I'm not a writer or a journaler because I've convinced myself and told myself that I'm not. If I keep that limiting belief going, then I won't achieve the things that I know I can release and let go of with journaling. Journaling is an amazing tool. And I coach my clients into doing it all the time. And it's something that I'm not doing myself because I've told myself that I can't. So, we all have them. And don't use this practice of identifying your limiting beliefs as a way to tank yourself even more. Do not uncover these things and then go, oh my gosh, I have all these beliefs that I think that are, and then get stuck in that loop of a rabbit hole where you're self-sabotaging and where this practice makes it even worse. Okay. This is not meant to, shine a spotlight on your faults. It is a really great exercise in acknowledging the thoughts and feelings that are holding you back and finding ways to unwind them from your energy body, from your physical body, from your mind, your heart, your spirit, your emotions, and let them go so that you can move forward in your true vibration and in your true nature. Okay. I'm going to post this video on the Mighty Network along with the Word document for what we just kind of went through. I'm going to add some more stuff in there because I really do believe that one of the key components is once you work through all these things, once you start these things percolating within you, we need to do things to really help move them out of not just our minds, but our bodies. So doing anything somatic, yoga, ecstatic dance, Tai Chi, Qigong, all of those things. I think those things can help you also eliminate doing sound healing, doing bowls on the body, doing tuning forks. Any of those things can really help unravel those things from your body and from your mind, from your spirit, from your energy. So once we untangle things from our mind, we drop down into the body, we feel the sensations, we do the things that we sit and we stew in that. We then do some things like journaling and meditation, but I think we also want to do sound healing and exercise, movement to help really eliminate those things from our body. So don't discount those things. Going outside and taking a walk is a great way to clear the energy field. Going outside and playing with your grandkids and having fun is a great way to clear your energy field, playing with your kids, having that unadulterated fun. So don't hesitate to do that. And if you ever need any help in, this work, this limiting belief work or overcoming things, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I am always here to listen and to guide you and to help you as much as I can. And, we'll see how that all goes. So good luck on your journey. I have this journey myself, with these limiting beliefs. They're things that I work on myself. So, I'm here to support you in any way that I possibly can. And thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you all have a great, great day. Miss Robin, have fun at your grandbaby's game. And we'll talk to you all later. Thank you.